Hi and welcome back to my channel, you guys. I'm excited about this week's coaching video. Well, I'm excited every week, but I'm really excited about this week's coaching video because we're going to piggyback on what I talked about last week, the 4 things that you should say no to that Steve Jobs mentioned, and I'm going to link that video in the description box in case you missed it so you can go back and check it out. But today I'm going to be talking about things that you don't have to say yes to all the time. There are so many times when we feel like our back is against the wall, or we have to say yes to something or someone because we want to please other people. It's not really what you want to do. So if you ever regretted saying yes to these examples that I'm going to give you, it will help you not to make the same mistake again. And trust me, I've had to learn this the hard way, especially when it comes to church. I love my church family. I really, really do. And there was a time that if you asked me to work on a committee, either work on a committee, give leadership to a committee, I'm always like, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. And to be honest with you, a lot of times my heart wasn't in it because I didn't want to do it, but I was saying yes because I was like, who says no to God's people, right? But I had to understand it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no thank you, I'm not really interested, or oh, you also flying here, I'm sorry, or whatever, but it's okay to say no. So let's jump right on in. Number one, you don't need to say yes to people asking for your time. Your time is valuable, okay? My time is valuable, and we don't have to say yes to anything that is going to use up our time. So once your time is gone, y'all, you can't get it back. If I spend half my day doing something because I said yes and I was too afraid to say no to this person and I didn't really want to do it, that time is gone. I can't ever get that back. So you need to be very careful about what you say yes to, okay? So when someone asks for your time, they when someone asks for your time, don't say yes when it conflicts with your personal priorities. So put a pin right here. If you've got something that you really need to be doing, and I'm okay with that now, I'll tell you, oh no, honey, I can't. Or this is what I do. I say, let me check my planner. Okay, let me show you because I keep my planner in my purse. That's why if you watch my catch up with videos, you know that. I said, let me check my planner and let me see. So I flip through, I look and I go, oh, you know what? I actually have something on that date. Sorry, I can't help you. Before I would just say, yes, honey, and then I'd have stuff that I really needed to do, or I had stuff that I forgotten I had already committed to. So if it conflicts with your personal priorities, say no. If you think this person deserves your attention, schedule time when you can give that person or those people 100% of your time and attention. If you cannot, I'm going to say this again, if you cannot give people 100% of your time and of you, then you need to say no. Period. I've done that before where I can only give you really 50% of my time or 60% of my time. If I can't commit 100% to what you need, then the answer is no. Number 2, you don't need to say yes to people asking for money. There is an adage which says, don't let your friends borrow money unless you don't mind never getting it back. Because sometimes when friends borrow money, you may not get it back. Let's just keep it real. If you can't accept them never paying back, it's a sign that you should say no. If you know that Lyndon Irma Jean, and I don't know who Irma Jean is, but if you know that Lyndon Irma Jean $100, she's not going to be able to give it back to you, then I would suggest you say, no, Irma Jean, I'm sorry, I can't help you out. Or if you know she can't give it back to you, just give her the money. Thank God that you were able to help her out and keep it moving. So if you know that you can't afford not to get that money back, do not lend it out. Borrowing money can destroy your relationships with other people and make your life really tense. Just know that. So oftentimes it's better to deal with the temporary discontent when you say no than to experience the problems later on. So it's all right that if you ask me for money and I say, you know what, Jose, I really would love to help you, but I really don't have it. And it's all right if Jose gets in his feelings. It doesn't move me. I would rather say no thank you knowing that I can't afford to lose the money because I know Jose can't pay me back than to lend it to him and now I'm in my feelings and want to choke Jose and I end up going to jail. You see what I'm saying? So let them be mad. It'll pass. Number 3, you don't need to say yes to people who clearly only use you. Now, you've got to understand when you're being used. And when I see it, it burns me through and through because I'm like, you can't see that this person only uses you. They only come around and ask you for stuff when they need something. Other than that, they don't have anything to do with you. They don't bother with you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people use you. So when someone approaches you only during struggles. You're just a tool to solve their issues. That's it. That's all you are for them. It's when somebody only takes and never gives that you should consider saying no. If you have, let's pick on Juan this time. Don't know who Juan is, but if Juan is always coming to you saying, hey, I need to borrow a couple of dollars, till payday. I need to get some gas. My wife needs to get some groceries, whatever it is. And you're always lending. But then when you need money and you go to Juan, or what did I say, Jose? One of the two. And you need, and now they're saying, oh, you know what? I would love to help you, but I really don't have it. My wife's got this to do. I have that to do. That's a problem. Stop giving to people that can never give to you. Okay? Just stop. Sure, you should contribute value to other people's lives, but only when they deserve it. Honey, if I sit down and I'm talking to you like this and saying, look, Peter, you need to get your life together, I'm adding value to your life. And it costs me absolutely nothing. So you don't always have to give people money to add value to their lives. But I'm telling y'all, if you have those friends that borrow money and they can't ever seem to give it back, you need to say no, period. Number 4, you don't need to say yes to please your friends. You don't. Saying no to a friend is tricky, right? So you care about them and you feel obligated to help them. But the truth is, a real friend will accept you saying no because they value your friendship. Okay? A real friend, that's the operative word here, is real friend, will value your friendship and accept the no as just no, and they'll move on. And I'm put a pin right here because guess what? Sometimes a real friend is not even going to ask you to borrow money. They're not going to ask you to do certain things because they're a real friend, and they'll go ask somebody else to do it, but they typically won't put you in a situation that it could cause a strain in that friendship. So they say no because they value your friendship. Now, if they stop being your friend, listen up, after you say no, then they weren't a real friend to begin with. And sometimes that happens when you can't help people out. Oh, they want to cut you off. They want to talk about you on social media. Honey, they weren't real friends to begin with. Number 5, you don't need to say yes while under social pressure. Social pressure can be a huge obstacle to overcome. People expect you to go with the flow and please them. Saying no requires courage and confidence, but oftentimes it's a life-saving decision. Did you hear what I said? Oftentimes it is a life-saving decision. That means saving you from having to be disappointed. Every time you don't say yes under a big group pressure, you show people you aren't moved by the moment, and people respect that even when they don't admit it. Okay, because sometimes people will get you out there in public and be like, oh, Michelle, can you do this? Can you come speak at that? And you want to say no, but you got all these people around. And you don't want to look bad in their sight. You don't want to disappoint them. Honey, it's all right to say no. Again, let me check my planner. Let me see if I'm available. And if you're not, say no. Or if it's something that you don't believe in or you don't want to do, say no. If they get mad at you, oh well, they'll get over it. And if they don't, life moves on. Number 6, you don't need to say yes to fit in. Trying to fit in and be like the overrated, trying to fit in and be liked is overrated and unnecessary, and chances are you'll regret saying yes later. Never will I say yes just to fit in. So that means, young people, listen up. If you got your friends that's smoking and drinking and doing drugs, don't say, oh yeah, I'll try just to fit in. For what? Be the black sheep. Stand. No, you know what? Y'all go ahead and have a good time. I'm good over here. Never say yes just to fit in. If the crowd is going to, ladies, your girls are going to some strip club on a late Saturday night, and you know you got to get up and go to church on Sunday, don't say yes just to fit in. You say, you know what, y'all, it's been real. I'm looking at my watch. I don't wear a watch, but if I had one, look, it's been real, but it's getting late, and I really have to go because I have church in the morning. But don't say yes just to fit in. Some of them may clown you, like, girl, we get ready to go get our party on. You talking about going to church. Yes. You tell them, look, I have to go catch up with y'all another time. But don't say yes just to fit in. Then you go to this strip club. Now you done spent up all your wands making it rain. And now you're broke and you're too tired to go to church the next day. Think about that one. Number 7, you don't need to say yes to things that make your priorities secondary. This is important, you guys. Stop saying yes to other people and put what you have to do on the back burner. Because what you have to do is just as important, if not more important. If you don't respect your values, nobody else will. Okay? Let me say that one more time. If you don't respect your values, nobody else will. Okay? You are responsible for what happens in your life, and it's that moment when you fully accept this responsibility, when you can finally give your goals the top priority. You have got to respect your goals and your priorities and make them first. Stop putting yourself last to help other people. And I know we all want to help other people. We do. But you've got to stop putting yourself last. And I see people that do this all the time, and it really bothers me. Number 8, let me move on. You don't need to say yes to things that fight for your attention. Okay? Today's world full of distractions on a regular basis. So remember, whatever you decide to pay attention to, you might be neglecting things that actually matter. So if you have something that's fighting for your attention, you might need to say no. Ladies, if you're in relationships and it's not your husband and your kids need your attention, stop making those kids second. That man can wait. And if he doesn't accept having to wait, then you know what? There's the door, boo. You can leave. Because I'm never going to put a man before my child. I remember back, let me tell you the story real quick and we'll move on. I remember back in the day I was dating this guy and he wanted to hang out. And I said, well, I'm working on my daughter's project. I think it was a science project. But anyway, I was working on my daughter's project for school. And, you know, he kind of got in his feelings. He was like, man, I'm trying to hang out, da-da-da. I said, well, you know what? I have to deal with my daughter's project. You know what he told me? Well, you can come on over here and hang out and then you can go do that later. The devil is a whole lie. The devil is a lie. I'm not going to put my child's project second to come hang out with you. And if you don't understand that, well, that's on you. Long story short, he ended up hanging out with somebody else that day. And, you know, when all was said and done, it was my fault because I didn't make time for him. I can make time for you, but never when it conflicts with my priorities. And at that time, my child was my priority. Her project was my priority. Let me move on because I'm getting angry about that all over again. Number 9. You don't need to say yes to sales and extra offers. It's oftentimes hard not to lose your mind during the sales, right? At first you feel instant happiness, but then as your wallet gets thinner and what you bought collects dust, you begin questioning whether saying no wouldn't have been a wiser decision. So you've got to learn when to say no. Okay? When you go to the store and that salesman or that saleswoman is trying to get you to get all the bells and whistles for this car radio, if all you did was come in for the radio, take the radio. It made me think about back in the day when I would get my daughter's pictures done. And y'all know, if you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. You get the pictures back and they're so cute. And you just want all of them. And honey, I have a set of my daughter's pictures that they put in these beautiful wooden frames. Absolutely gorgeous. And when I saw them, I said, oh my God. You know, I saw the group that came with the package, but all of them were so nice. I said, you know what the hell, give me all of them. And I ended up spending a couple $100 that day that I didn't go there to spend. The special was like $19.99, but I spent a couple $100 because all the pictures were so nice and I just couldn't say no. And so when I would take her to Sears, it's the same thing. I got what came in the package, but all of them were so beautiful. I said, nope, just give me all of them. And then finally, that voice said, Michelle, when you go to get pictures, you get what the package comes with, and that's it. All those pictures are going to be cute. They are, because it's your child. It's your child, it's my child. You know what I'm saying? But only get what you went there for, because that's how they talk you into getting spending extra money, getting all these pictures that you don't have any space for. So, like I said, you don't need to say yes to sales and extra offers. Number 10, you don't need to say yes to things that suck your time. The TV, the internet, social media, and sometimes YouTube. These are all the wonders of technology. But if you don't control them, they will control you. Let me say that one more time. If you don't control all the wonderful social media sites out here, then guess what? Those things will control you. Sometimes I can find myself being on Facebook for hours on there. Hold on. Whew. Sorry, I had to sneeze, y'all. It won't come out. And being on Facebook longer than I should be. You know what I'm saying? When I'm at work, every time I get an email or a message, my phone will flash. So sometimes, and because I keep my phone on my desk for 2 reasons, because I don't wear a watch, so I either have to look at the clock on the corner of my screen on my computer, or I look at my phone because I choose not to wear a watch. You know, and somebody may actually call me, a family member, on my phone, so I keep it out. But sometimes all that flashing, and I can look, child, I have a whole screen full of notices on here. And so sometimes I will stop and look at them all, and then other times I'll glance and go, okay, it's nothing important, and I just keep my phone face down on my desk. That way, yes, I see the flashing, but I don't see what it is, so I don't get drawn into it. So in other words, we need to make sure that we are paying attention to anything that's sucking up our time. And we all have that issue. If you say you don't, you're telling a tale. Unless you work someplace where you can't have your phone out or you don't get reception, we all get distracted by our phone. Let's just keep it real. But it's not, like I said, it's not just a phone. It's social media. It's the internet. It's TV. You're supposed to be working. You get caught up in the television. I do. And I know you do too. But we just have to make sure that, we're not letting it take up so much of our time that we're not getting things done. Because if you don't control it, it will control you. It's easy to get lost staring at the screen and mindlessly wasting your time. Your brain tends to say yes to comfortable situations, and time suckers definitely count towards that. Okay? Last but certainly not least, number 11, you don't need to say yes to notifications. Didn't I just tell y'all about that? Facebook notifications throw off our attention and cause us to be distracted. Notifications are designed to keep us engaged and active, but you have to use them with caution. I just shared that story with you, right? To help yourself, turn off all unnecessary notifications. Now, I like to get notifications about certain things. I have people that I'm subscribed to on Facebook that I have the notification bell selected because I do want to know when they upload a video. Now, that doesn't mean I have to always watch it. I can go to my phone and mark that video as watch later so that it doesn't get so far down the list that I forget about it and I can still watch it later on. But you've got to be careful about notifications because just like I said, when my screen is full, it's not right now. I just got a new text message. But my screen's not full now, but I have two things on here. So I can, get lost in looking at these notifications, but I'm recording, right? So I can't allow this to take up my time. So you've got to learn to manage your notifications. And if you can, turn them off if you need to. Okay, let's do a quick recap, and I promise I'll let you be. So today we talked about things you don't have to say yes to all the time, right? And so number one, I said you don't need to say yes to people asking for your time. If somebody wants your time, it's all right to say no. If you truly do not have the time to give, say no and be all right with that. The problem is that sometimes we say no and then we feel guilty. I used to feel like that. Now I don't. If I say no, I just say no and I move on. Number two, you don't need to say yes to people asking for your money. Friends or family members, sometimes they're the worst to lend money to, but you don't have to say yes. It's all right to say no. Even if you have the money, it's still okay to say no because sometimes you give that money out and you know you're not going to get it back. Or you get it back, but you just have to learn to say no because maybe every time Julie comes to you to borrow money, you don't want to keep saying yes because she keeps coming back. It's all right to say no. The world's not going to come to an end, I promise you. Number three, you don't need to say yes to people who clearly are only using you. Please know the difference. Please know the difference, and you know when you're being used. Some people don't, but you should know when you're being used. This person, the only time they interact with you is when they want something from you. Honey, they're just using you. You're only there because you have something that they want and or need. Learn to say no. Number four, you don't need to say yes to please your friends. It's all right to tell your friends no. Love y'all, but no, I can't do it. No, I can't hang out with you. No, I won't be the designated driver for tonight. It's all right to say no to your friends. And they should still love you because if they don't, then they're not true friends and you need to cut them loose anyway. Number five, you don't need to say yes while under social pressure. Do not let people pressure you when you are in a social setting. It's all right to say no. Number six, you don't need to say yes to fit in. I will never say yes to fit in. If I don't fit in with anybody else, I'm okay with that too. But never should you say yes just to fit in because then you find yourself doing all kind of stuff that number one, you have no business doing. Number two, that you don't even really want to do, but you want to fit in, so you're saying yes. It's all right to say no. What are they going to do to you? Number seven, you don't need to say yes to things that make your priorities secondary. Your priorities are important to you. They may not be important to other people, but they're important to you, so it's all right to say, you know what, girl, no, I can't do that. Or it's all right to tell their man, I can't hang out with you because I'm working on my child's project. And if they want to get mad, so what? Get mad, get glad. Why does that matter to you? Stop putting your priorities second for somebody else. Number eight, you don't need to say yes to things that fight for your attention. No. It's all right. If it's going to fight for your attention, say no. Because if not, you're going to neglect other things, and you need to be focused on that. So no. Number 9, you don't need to say yes to sales and extra offers when you go to buy something. It's just like when I go to buy, I'm trying to think, what did I buy? Oh, matter of fact, a tripod. Not the one I'm filming on, but I have another tripod. But I have a tripod that I bought from Target. And the man asked me if I wanted to get the warranty on it. And I said no. No, because getting the warranty on it would have been fine, but the little tripod is a plastic tripod, and it still works very well. I travel with it and everything. But even if it were to break, the tripod was only $16.99. I'll just go buy another one. It's not that serious. So it's okay to say no to sales and extra offers. Because, honey, I'm trying to tell you, you go and buy a car, next thing you know, you're walking out with all the bells and whistles, and you're thinking to yourself, why in the hell did I just didn't say no? I don't need all that extra stuff. Number 10, you don't need to say yes to things that suck your time. Say no. If it's going to take up too much of my time, honey, I can't. Let me finish this first. And then if I have time, I'll come hang out with you. But other than that, no. Number 11, last but certainly not least, you don't need to say yes to notifications. Remember, notifications are designed to keep us engaged and active, but you have to use them with caution. You have other things that you need to be doing. Turn those notifications off. Put those phones away. Whatever it is that you need to do so that you can stay focused on what you are supposed to be doing. So that's all I have, you guys. That is all I have. I just want you to learn it's all right to say no. Like I said, I used to be that person that wanted to make everybody happy. I'm like, oh, yeah, I can do this. Sure, I'll do that. Not anymore. If I do it, it's because if I do it, it's because I really feel it here in my heart, and it's something that I truly want to do. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. It's as simple as that. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so very much to my newest subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you so much to those that continue to support me in all that I do. You know I love you all to the moon and back. And always remember, if there's a topic that you want me to talk about, please email me and let me know. Because I want this channel to be such that I am talking about things that help you, and I appreciate the feedback that I get when I talk about a subject and people go, oh my God, Michelle, that was so helpful. That was right on time. I appreciate that. But let me know if there's some topic that you want me to talk about, because I'd be more than happy to make it work within reason, depending on what that topic is. But other than that, I love you guys so, so much, and I want you to learn to start saying no. It's all right to tell people no. The world is not going to end. I can promise you that. So until next time, I want you to continue to be the awesome people that you are. Take control of your lives. Stop letting people waste your time. Okay? Till next time, take care.